Okay, welcome back, you beautiful hosers, to another YouTube video. Today is obviously the Wrinkle in Time review. I'm gonna do it in my car. I know that's rather unusual for us to have this done in a car, but whatever. I'll just jump into it. First half spoiler free. As soon as we hit the 5-minute mark, we'll jump into spoilers. Okay, first things first. This is supposed to be based off of the book. However, it doesn't exactly go entirely by the book like most known movies. The soundtrack was hit and miss. There's not really a whole lot of memorable moments for this film. But the one thing that I can say about this film that's not a spoiler is it's heartfelt to the sense of kids actually understanding what's happening in the film. Certain parts I can see giving kids nightmares, but there's parts that are always hit and miss in movies, and I feel like over half of this movie was exactly like that. For me, in my opinion, most of it was a miss. Their target audience obviously is kids, so as an adult, you can see why exactly I wouldn't exactly recommend this film unless you have kids or you were a fan of the book. Now, I read the book a long time ago. I remember parts. I don't remember it all, because I haven't read that book since I was in grade 2, so that makes me feel old. But the acting was good. Actually, it was more than good. It was exceptional for the cast that they had. The only issue there was is some characters were underutilized throughout the film. Whether it was the odd appearance here and there, or if they were not even such as support characters. Another thing that I can say is about the soundtrack. There are literally songs that don't make any sense as to what's happening that they played, and it just had the worst timing for some of these songs to come through and start playing throughout some of the scenes. It was just really awkward in moments. Another thing that I can say is there are a couple of scenes that are hard on the eyes. They have scenes that go from dark to light extremely fast, so it kind of hurts the eyes a bit. If a person has problems with flashing colors near the end of the movie, that's when I suggest you cover that person's eyes and so on and so forth, because it does actually have that in it. There's not a whole lot that I can say about this film that I liked other than the acting. The visual effects were good. They weren't great. They were good. Certain parts you could see where they just kind of felt like they needed to do something, so they added in stuff that wasn't actually supposed to be there, or they tried going above and beyond and either nailed it or they missed it. There's a couple of scenes in the movie where they really nailed the visual effects for what they were doing, and then there's a couple of other spots that completely feel like they just gave up halfway through, and they're like, you know what, let's just put it into the final product and release it like that. There's a lot going on in that film that ties it together extremely well. If I was a kid, I can say I would watch this movie again, but as I'm an adult and read the original book, I can't honestly say that. It's a great film to take the kids to. That's all I can say about that, because it's easy for them to understand what's going on, essentially. But that's all I can say that doesn't have any spoilers in it. And there's not a whole lot of spoilers that I want to give. But let's just rate this right now. I'm giving it a 7.8 out of 10. So, yeah, there wasn't a whole lot that I could say. Now, jumping into the spoilers, there's one scene in particular that I was talking about. It is the scene where she goes and finds her dad. When she finally finds her dad, just before that, the steps that she was using, they were more like pen-drawn outlines that they just decided to keep into the final product, and they didn't want to try and go above and beyond. Because they did have the author's permission to alter some stuff. So it was kind of strange. And then you have the Disney cliche of screwing up visual effects and lighting. And Disney went and even changed their own intro, which was nice. But Zach Galifianakis was put on the poster, but he has a scene that only takes maybe about 20 minutes and then he's gone from the rest of the film. Chris Pine had more film time than Zach Galifianakis, and Zach was on the poster, but wasn't exactly in the film a whole lot, just like the mother. But the mother had more scenes than Zach did. That part bothered me. He is one of the most underutilized characters in that. As far as them going for the entire find yourself aspect, I can see where they're coming from. And I can see how they're trying to break it down in a kid's mind. But as far as eating sandwiches and then saying it's sand, or I'm just going to spit this out. The implication of going into a tree and then it throwing you and the tree magically somehow not breaking upon impact is a little strange. Especially when there's a hole that big inside a tree for two people to fit in and then it throws them. Meanwhile, it just hurts to watch. My mom liked it. I didn't. She probably would have given it a 9 something, but I can't say that for myself. I did like it. I'm definitely not going to go rewatch it. So this is the first review of many more. We got Deadpool, we got Avengers, we have the Solo Star Wars movie, and then a couple of other ones that I'm going to get at. One of them that I want to do, I'm not going to be doing until it releases on DVD, so that's not exactly going to help. But I am planning on doing a Jessica Jones Season 2 review. I'm about 2 episodes into it. I haven't even come close to finishing the second episode yet. It already looks better than the first episode and from the first season, and it's already looking more promising than the first season too, which is nice. But anyways, that's it. Have you watched this film? Did you like it? Let me know in the comments down below. And as always, I hope you're having a fantastic 2018. And if you're not, I hope it gets better for you sooner rather than later. Peace out. See you all in the next video.